years of rock and roll. Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me, Chris Mallard. My co-host is Ryan Cultastic. She's here with me this morning. She's here. That's awesome. I hope you've had a good week so far. I haven't been here. Things have been going awry, but I'm here today, and we're going to talk about stuff. Some good stuff, some bad stuff. So, we're just going to talk about stuff, and we're going to do it in just a minute. All right, let's do this one here. Boop.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh, no. The Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do you do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
Is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires 100 snow, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, we are back. I hope you guys have had a good week. Let me bring up Miss Ryan. There she is. How are you doing, Ryan?
Well, I'm doing okay. I think everybody in the audience wants to know if you're okay since you've been missing for a few days.
I've been better. I'm better today. Oh, much better. So what happened Tuesday? I just didn't have the software, to do the thing.
Yeah, that wasn't your fault.
That was the thing. Yeah, I couldn't blame me. But yesterday, so Tuesday, I started out with like a little tiny headache. And I didn't think much about it. I took some pills, and they didn't really do anything. And then when I went to bed, I still had a little tiny headache. And when I woke up about 12 or so, I had a little tiny headache. It wasn't a raging, but all the other migraine things were there. I was nauseous. I was weak. I was cold. I was hot. I was cold. I was sweating. I was laying on the floor. I was puking.
Oh, man.
It was one of those. And then I was just drained all day long. So yeah, it was not as fun as it sounds.
No, I've told you before, I've never had a migraine. I barely had a headache before.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I every once in a while, I'll get a headache right here,
Right there,
just like tension. But yeah, so I can't even imagine what that feels like. So I'm incredibly sorry that you have to go through that because it does sound fun.
It's not. It's not. Let me say hi to all the people. Good morning. We got some interesting, if not new names here. American Culture. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Jesus with a J. Jesus with a J. However you want to do it. Good morning. And thank you for being here this morning. John, I hope you're able to finally get your movement through. Hope everything's going okay. We're like the Metamucil of the internet, the atheist world.
Get you going, John.
For John, anyway. And of course, let's see, who else is here? Geo Sam is here. Geo Sam was kicking in the door early this morning. And a secular feelinist.
Meow.
All you cool people. Yes. Adrian Belgrave is even here this morning. Thank you for joining us, Adrian Belgrave. So Ryan, before we get too far along, I want to talk about this because, me and I forgetting things. Tomorrow is Friday.
Right.
And I'm hoping you'll be, here with me for Sci-Fi Friday tomorrow. I have a suggestion, a recommendation for a movie, if you possibly have time.
Okay.
To get one in.
Okay.
It is called Pitch Black.
Oh, I've seen that one. But I mean, I can watch that, but it sounds very familiar. Pitch Black. Is that the one with Vin
Diesel?
Vin Diesel. Sorry, Vin Diesel. Yes.
Yes, it is. Well, it's the first of three.
Yes, and I like the first one. That's the one I like the best is the first one.
And so I was going to see about, if you wanted to watch that, we'd talk about it on the show tomorrow. I haven't seen it in a while, but I bet I can talk the evil one maybe into watching it this evening, or I can watch it during the day. Yeah, it's the first Riddick book or Riddick story. I was actually talking to the wife about it, and I was like, I'm gonna see if Ryan will watch the Chronicles of Riddick. Now, in my mind, what I meant when I said the Chronicles of Riddick was the series, the entire 3 books or 3 movies. One of them, though, is technically titled The Chronicles of Riddick.
Hmm.
And she's like, why don't you start with the first one first? I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's right. So bad on me, but it's good. It's a good thing. Claudia Black is in it. That's right. She very much is. You don't probably know Claudia Black yet. How far into Stargate are you?
Okay. Okay. So we've gotten to Atlantis, and we actually started Atlantis.
How you liking Atlantis?
I like Atlantis.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Has Vala shown up yet? A character named Vala on Stargate SG-1, a dark-headed lady. She beats Daniel up.
I don't think so. Claudia
Black played a character in Farscape, a wonderful character. Erin Sun is 4 seasons and a few movies. She did a great job. She played with Ben Browder, the character who played John Crichton. Then after, I think it's season 8 of Stargate, somewhere in like season 4 or 5, Farscape is over. But in Stargate, they bring those actors over, and those 2 actors play completely different characters. In the Farscape series, they're romantically inclined. So you've never gotten to those. Okay, yeah.
No, I don't believe so, because I think we're still in 7.
7, yeah. If you stopped in 7, then you kind of haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
it changes after 7. That's whenever I for me too. It's not as much good.
That's where it kind of changes a little for you. Okay.
They take O'Neill out of SG-1 and make him the general.
Yes, they've done that.
Okay, so there's that kind of, and then it just kind of doesn't really, I don't know, it's just not the same after that. They bring other people in and it's okay, I guess, but they bring in other people. Whenever Jack O'Neill comes out, they eventually get Ben Browder. I don't remember his name on the show though. Yeah, I think he comes in right at the beginning of season 8, in fact, because he was in.
Is he like the new Jack?
Yes, the new
Jack. Okay,
yeah,
so Jack basically isn't as involved with Off-World, or
right, and he'll eventually go away completely, where he's not on the show at all.
Boo!
I know, right?
Because I do enjoy his. I wasn't sure. I honestly, like, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker, and then now I enjoy his.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. I think the wife upon a second watch with an open mind would really enjoy it, but that first season is really hard.
Well, that's the problem. That it really was. I'm telling you that it really irked me. It was like I don't need to see this in like sci-fi. I see it in reality. So give me something better. And then it was like it changed. It's like they listened and they were like, okay, let's not focus on that as much, and let's develop him into like someone who does care about his. Not that he didn't. I'm not, because he was always about like never, leave a man behind, etc. But the way that he developed friendships with everybody and them in kind with him, I'm going to be sad to watch that unravel a little bit.
It is good. They do have other storylines that I think are really cool. One character that I don't want to mention and another character that I don't want to mention. I'm just going to say there's this tension between them all the time, and then they get stuck together and they fall in love. They've always been there, but then time kind of does its snap thing and they go back to normal, and they were never together. And there's only one other person in the whole group that remembers it at all. They all lost it. It's hard to explain without telling you, but I don't want to spoil anything for you in case you ever get back there. But you'll see actors from other Star Trek shows. At this point, you've already seen Chief Tyrrell from Battlestar Galactica. He shows up very young, a single scene or two, single episode as a Goa'uld.
I can't remember all who I've seen, but I know I've seen several people from like other shows, even on Atlantis too.
Yeah, the Doctor. In fact, you've probably seen the Doctor already. He's in Stargate SG-1 for a while. At first, he's working to try to undermine him, not intentionally. He's a good guy working for bad people and doesn't realize it. Then whenever he does realize what's going on, he switches over and becomes part of the group, and then actually goes to Atlantis at some point. So that's all cool.
Good. I'm really enjoying the series. So
yeah.
Actually last night we were discussing how we could watch the show and go back and forth in here, and we couldn't even watch one of the episodes because for whatever reason when it downloaded it, whoever had uploaded or encoded it, whatnot, had made a mistake, and it was actually just the same episode as the latter. So there's one episode we didn't get to see, so we just kind of read like a briefing online. But we were talking about how on Friday night there was like I forget what order, but there was Stargate and Atlantis, I think, and Battlestar Galactica. And I was like, oh my God, could you imagine like back then when all of those were on, like your Friday must have just been set. Like you didn't no wonder like kids don't leave the house because you just would want to be at home watching these shows.
You couldn't watch them on your computer. And
it's so different.
Yeah, I have news for you. They are creating a new Stargate series.
Oh.
Yes, a new series. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You remember the original movie? I remember the first movie. Okay, it's cool.
Yep.
But you notice it's kind of different than the series. Like the alien is different. The story's different.
Yes.
Even Jack O'Neill, he tells him O'Neill with 2 L's. It's like a different universe. Okay, let's just call it a different universe. The SG-1 universe. The creators of the movie, Dean Devlin and someone else, I never can remember the other guy's name. They didn't like the series, and they had other plans of where they wanted to go with the show. And now they get their chance. Wow. Many years later. Yeah, it may or may not be good. We may or may not like it, but it probably almost certainly is not going to be like SG-1 at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So we'll see. It's a thing. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm wary. I'm wary. That's not. I'm wary. Leery. I'm just a little worried. Is all. It's gonna suck, and they're gonna kill my star. Well, they've already had another Stargate series that came and went. Very unfortunate, and that was whenever the lady, I can't remember her name right now because I can't remember names. The lady who's the old lady in the movie, and in the Stargate series, they bring her back later, different actress. Who you see through the show that she never knew that they got the Stargate open or any of that business. You learn that, but somehow they create a whole TV show with her in her 20s being an adventurer going through the Stargate, having her own adventures. We talked about it one day whenever it was mentioned directly in the Mary Sue. Her character does everything. The other people don't do anything. She solves everything. She beats everybody up. It's just, I've never seen.
Explain how, do they end it with her losing her memory and that's why she doesn't know the Stargate works or something? Do they ever fix that pothole?
Yeah, that's almost certainly what's going to happen. They would have to, I would guess.
Yeah, she got Men in Black.
Or it was Men in Black, or, it's a, time thing. That's the best example.
Yeah,
right there. She just lost her memory. I like yours. Yours is actually practical. Somebody going back in time and stopping her from doing it or whatever, or a separate universe crap. These are not practical. I like your whole, she forgot. She fell, hit her head.
She forgot.
The atheist mechanic is here. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us.
Can you fix me?
Maybe.
You got magic hands?
There you go. John Hudson says Stargate is opening, runs to restroom. That's called the black hole, not the Stargate, John. I'm just saying. Austin Sims is here this morning. John is here John's like a third leg of the show, if you will.
We mean that literally.
The mighty Filbert is here. Thank you all for joining us. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. If you don't mind, we'll do the Pitch Black. And I enjoy the other movies in the series. However, I don't enjoy them as much as Pitch Black. I think
I think I saw them. I just thought that the first one was better.
As you go through, you'll realize now a lot of these things were made at the same time. So there was one movie, a very distinctive actor. There's an actor where they had these memory things on their head, and the shell was closing and it was losing energy, and it was like killing off the people so it could save the city. And there was one guy, he had a son at the beginning of the episode. The thing had his son walk out and got rid of his son and programmed him to not remember his son. Tall, redheaded guy, kind of skinny faced. You'll see him in the second Riddick movie.
Oh, okay.
Not Pitch Black, but yeah, you'll see that actor. So you'll see these people. Matter of fact, Carl Urban plays in that one. The Doctor from the new Star Trek movies. He plays somebody in The Boys. I don't know the character. Carl Urban. Oh yeah, he was in the second Riddick. Thank you, Lieutenant Jedi. Yeah. So.
Oh, you know what I thought was funny too? I know who he is. The fact that in SG-1, the new woman they brought on to replace, I don't know that she was replacing anybody, but she's the one who's she replaced Hammond. Excuse me, the blonde.
Oh, okay, weird, yeah.
And then on Atlantis, she's just a new character. She's just a new character.
They absolutely. All right, I got feelings about that.
Okay.
So my feelings are, one, I really enjoyed the actress who played Weir in the first time you meet her.
I did too. I like.
She was great.
Did
not like the actress they replaced her with. I never try to speak ugly against actors. I just feel I don't think she was cast well in that. The lady who plays, they just had a good one. They had a good one, and if they were going to change, they could have changed her name. They could have, for any reason, gone, this is somebody else. It's not the same person. But for no reason apparent, claim they were the same people. But even still, I think the actress who played the first Weir, if we were to see her in a show, I think she would be more accurately or appropriately cast as like a medical officer or, some side officer out, as opposed to, because even she didn't really have captain kind of balls to her. She was just kind of too disassociated, it seemed, for that sort of thing. But that's just me.
Yeah, well, I think they definitely could have handled it better. It was nonsensical to continue the character when they could have simply said that they found somebody else or something happened to Weir or whatnot. You're right. In a way, they kind of set her up for failure because they made her very quiet. Like she wasn't sure what she wanted to do or, how she felt about it. And it was all like a surprise and shock. And yeah, but I do enjoy, now that I've gotten into Atlantis, I like Weir.
Oh, good. That is good. I don't dislike Weir. I don't dislike the characters. It's more of however, there are some I like specifically. Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you now how you feel about Rodney, huh?
Which one is? Oh, the scientist guy?
The scientist guy. Yeah. Remember when you first episode, he was a douchebag?
Yes, I do.
But he's a lovable douchebag.
Now he's definitely better. It was just probably intentional. They wanted to make him a little, what do you call it, controversial, and then make you like him. I think that probably works for audiences. So.
There's another character. I can't remember his name right off. At first, he was a bad guy against Jack, and he was another Colonel Mayfield.
Yeah, him also.
Yeah. He started out without a beard, and you didn't care for him. Then he got all cool with a beard, and he was a good. He was a good guy, sort of a good guy. As good as a bad guy gets, I guess.
Right. The interaction between him and Jack is, it has a lot of depth to it. You get to see like how they're trying to trust each other, but they don't necessarily know if they can trust each other. But at the end of the day, they trust themselves to trust this person. And then, obviously it works out, except for when Jack thought that what's his name tried to get him killed, but it wasn't him at all.
Yeah. Yeah,
Other than that,
that's-
this happened.
that's true. All right, so I'm gonna now. Tomorrow we'll have all the time in the world to talk about all these wonderful shows.
Oh yeah.
Let me bring it back because
Thursday.
what's that?
I said
Sci-Fi Thursday.
Thursday.
Some people out there, not that I haven't noticed anybody complaining yet. But we have a topic. I fear we should pull it back onto the topic at least. Did you hear that in Texas, a judge has blocked the Ten Commandments thing? Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I thought I read. I just kind of glanced on some of this. I thought I read that it was actually a 3-judge panel, and 2 of the judges voted to block it, and one of them voted against, and it was a majority vote, and so it's blocked. But the one that voted against has like 170-page dissent that he wrote.
Oh my God, really?
Really? Yeah. Apparently he's very
Wow.
passionate.
So
about-
basically,
yeah.
big mad.
Yeah, right. He's big mad because they
Wow.
blocked putting the 10 Commandments in schools. All right, so maybe for those who aren't tracking, and I get it why you wouldn't, because it didn't. I mean, a state judge had a problem, or wanted to put the 10 Commandments in every classroom. Isn't that weird? That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that's weird. That doesn't feel right to me. Yeah. Matter of fact, my understanding is it was a Trump appointed judge that was part of the block, and a Bush appointed judge that was for it. Man, I talk about somebody who does not prepare enough for their show. I'm like, oh, that's a great topic. Let me not research it at all.
Hey, all we have to talk about is how good it is and how ridiculous it was that they even tried to do this in the first place, and how they
True.
continuously annihilate the line of a separation of church and state. So disrespectful. I can't believe that the courts have to waste their time doing this stuff.
Yeah.
It should have been a no.
Oh.
It should have been a no-brainer that this is against the law.
Right. It never should have gotten as far as it is. Left-handed justice, atheist. Did you, being daily atheist, did you hear that an ICE agent got arrested in a human trafficking ring? I have not.
Yes, I have heard that.
I have not heard that. It's
Do
really.
I
It's not a
also?
surprise. As many of them as there are, and the type of personality they're looking for, it's not a surprise.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Right,
I am God.
Oh, go
What's
ahead. I was just going to say, we know that there's been investigative resources that have come out with the fact people who are convicted of crimes and
Mhm.
people who are racist and people who are part of these far right groups are the ones who are taking these jobs. I mean, that's just a no.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's right.
we know what it's hitting for. We know that there's going to be more of this coming out. This is just surface
Must.
level shit.
Very true. Very true. Left-handed Jedi, he said that. I am God. Good morning. I am God. Or good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, you're everywhere, right? So it applies. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
We have
Since you're
God and
everywhere.
Jesus here today.
That's right. I noticed that, right? If only the Holy Ghost were here. I think that's
Then we have the
John's bowel
Trinity.
movement.
Oh,
Yeah.
frack. Jeez.
Good morning, Amber. Thank you for joining us. I am God says good afternoon. Okay, good to see you both. And they followed it up with, I think that Ryan is getting younger every time I see her. I think so too.
It's
And
you,
I'm jealous.
God. It's all you, God.
It's all you, God. Austin Sim says, Chris, you would be shocked how many people do that. Like Donnie setting up a debate on are humans and apes related when he doesn't even have a definition for humans and apes. Yes. Craziness, isn't it? Let me see here. Geo Sam, secular feelinist, bunch of proud boys and militia types. Very true. The whole that doing what he does as an ICE agent puts him in a particularly special, gives him a particularly special opportunity to actually be a person in the sex trafficking thing, because he can actually just put on his uniform, go grab somebody off the street. Anybody watching won't think nothing of it, as long as they're brown, throws her in the car, and off he goes.
I mean,
Tale Tellers Universe is here. Go ahead. There's missing kids.
Yeah, that's my friend Jonathan. So make sure you give him a little follow. He puts out little stories that he writes. They're really fun. They're like sci-fi stories too. So y'all would probably enjoy it. Like he writes them, or he gets people submit stories to him, and then he puts all the like images and stuff together. So, but yeah, we know that kids are missing. So they have a prime opportunity. Like now it's like, oh, it's open session. The world is their candy store. They can just go out and pick anybody up and nobody's going to question them. They can even pick up white people if they want to. And they have picked up Americans and they're running people over. They're shooting people. They're zip tying kids, which I think is absolutely perverted. And I don't know how more people aren't calling that out, because I believe that that's pedophilia, because there is no way in hell you should ever be putting zip ties on children, especially when they're half freaking naked. That's disgusting. And that is not for their benefit or their safety ever, 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 ever.
No. Ever. Unsolved Pheasant VX is here. Good morning. Oh, it's a best stream. Never mind. Good morning. You anyway.
I'm blowing up kisses.
I do want to mention, now this is a number that's probably going to blow your mind. You may or may not realize this. Some people don't realize this. And this is kind of before, not count. This is not really counting the whole ICE thing. But 500,000 is a big number. 500,000. Over 500,000, 600,000 is a really large number. Isn't that a large number?
How much?
600,000. 600,000. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about grains of rice, it may not be a lot of things. But when we're talking about how many people go missing in the United States every year, 600,000 average is a lot. Over 500,000 people go missing every year in the United States. Isn't that odd?
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a whole hell of a lot.
Really?
And that leads me to believe that something more sinister is happening here with all of the technology that we have and the surveillance systems, Big Brother, Ring cameras. I mean, allegedly they got the homeboy who shot Charlie Kirk on 2 different Ring cameras, allegedly, I say again. So give me a break here. There's something weird in this country. I think we're about to uncover it if people will finally get real.
Yeah. Now I'm going to do in the world every year. This is just a quick Google search. Estimates of around 8 million children and adults are reported missing annually worldwide. 8 million people missing. John Hudson says Soylent Green is people. It damn sure could be, right? That's more than like 10,000 per state per year in the United States. Is my math right?
I don't know.
Let's go
I'm
here.
not good at math.
Let's go 600,000
that feels
divided.
Like astronomical.
It does sound like a lot. 600,000.
Yeah, I agree. Number
50. 12,000. I was pretty close. 12,000 per state per year go missing. That's a lot of people. That's only counting the ones that are reported. Not everybody. Not
right?
Are reported.
Imagine how many like homeless or especially a lot of those kids, man, a lot of those teens, gay teens who've been kicked out of their house, and like, oh man, wow.
Yeah. We have a really big problem here in the Southwest with in the Native American community, women in the Native American community going missing at a rate significantly higher than the average. And a lot of it happens out on these reservations where, it's just what happens? What do you do? The
missing and murdered Indigenous women, the MMIW hashtag.
Yeah.
the pipelines, the oil pipelines, wherever these pipelines are, more women, more indigenous people go missing. Not just women, people, indigenous people.
All people.
Yep. Follow the pipe. I mean, these pipelines have something to gain because they're on indigenous land a majority of their time. They're trying to put a pipeline through indigenous land. So the more they can eradicate anybody who's trying to stop what they're doing, stop the program, is beneficial to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So nasty.
It's just the world we live in, I guess. But damn. Anyway, so on point, man, on point. So the 10 Commandments in school. We've also got a lot of other things going on politically in the world that you may have noticed. You may or may not have heard about this. What's it called? The Epstein files.
Oh, I've never heard of it. What is that about? No.
You know, there's this guy.
Oh, okay. Tell me about him.
There was this nurse. Yeah. So apparently, you know, the whole Donald Trump thing and what happened with that, and he signed the papers, and there was this reversal, and Donald Trump is like, okay, I give in. We're going to go ahead and sign it. We're going to release those things. Really? First of all, really, two things come to mind. One is that they've already, or they're in the process of scrubbing all the Republicans out of there. Epstein's brother has said they're doing as much. And that's they're not actually going to release those files. And I say that because what they're going to do is they're going to open investigations into other people. And since there's investigations into active investigations, they can't release those files. So, and they were even asked about that on TV, and they're like, "Oh no, you know," but we know that that's what they're doing, exactly what they're doing. And how the hell can the MAGA right not know at this point?
No, I agree. That is exactly what they're going to do, because they know that his name is all over those files because they have spreadsheets filled with it. So they were prepared for this. And we have it was a DOJ person undercover. Remember that dude who had sunglasses on, and somebody had recorded him saying that what they were going to do was scrub the files and only bring out the Democrat. I mean, he was saying as much. Scrub the files of the conservatives, or at least Trump's name, and then give everybody the Democratic names from the list.
That was, I don't remember, he was the head of somebody, FBI or something like that. And it was, it wasn't the head of the FBI, because that's, what's his face, Kash Patel. But, and it was a lady he met on a dating site, and he didn't know her for shit. And he's telling her this. This is how stupid these people are.
And these people are in charge of our security. And they think that we're the ones who, through things like TikTok, are ruining our security in this country. No, honey, you can't keep your mouth shut. You're putting this stuff in chats on Signal and inviting journalists. It's not a us, it's a you. The call is coming from within the house.
That's right. Very much so. Let's see here. All right, you guys are going along pretty good. Kelly Laughlin is here in the chat. Hey, Kelly, would you do Tuesday next week?
Pardon me.
Come join us for the show Tuesday next week. That would be awesome. Things happen this week, and you know how it is. We're bad people, but yeah, come Tuesday if you can, and get ready. We'll come on with us and join us for the show Tuesday. We're gonna have a guest, Kelly Laughlin.
We're gonna have guests. We're gonna.
Geo Sam says, I'm an old school D&D'er from the 70s. I don't know why that come up, but it did catch my eye. Gray old dude. God, good morning. I'm actually working on a new thing for my dogs. You guys are going to love it. I'm just kind of stuck right now. I'm getting there. I've almost got it figured out. I'm trying to make it. It's going to be cool, maybe, if I can ever finish it. But having to do with Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that.
Ooh, fun. Little role play for the doggies.
A little role play for the doggies. Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the AI. You know, like the AI can make a golden dog, but it doesn't make Sadie. Just make some dog. So I got to kind of model her and put her in there, right? And then once I do that, I can say, Sadie, this, Sadie's wearing this, and say, and I can tell it where all the dogs are doing what they're doing. And I can have these, it'll make it easy and just make it all in AI. but it's
How's
not
that
that
going?
easy.
He is still.
Yeah, I can make videos and stuff. People have the normal limbs now and so forth, but
That's an improvement.
yeah, like if I want to do something like you, for example, I want to put you on a motorcycle. Okay. I can't just go in there and say, okay, take this lady's face and put her on a motorcycle, take her and put her on a motorcycle and you would think you'd be able to do that, but you can't. I mean, what I've got when I do that is it just makes a generic brown-headed lady's face. It doesn't like you. I was trying to do it with you. I even asked your permission for the motor. It doesn't do it. It's just, so I went in there and tried to edit it and put your face into the thing before, and it did look like shit. Yeah, so I just got to figure it out. But once I get it done, I'll be able to do it. It's gonna be fun.
Right. Once you figure it out, then it would hopefully be simpler just to build your little model or what, whatever you call it, and then pull from it. Hopefully.
Yes. That's the plan. Because I could just do my Father Flanagan. I could do lots of things. There are a lot of things I could do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know there's so many things that are so much fun to do them the way I already do it. Now, see, I can see recording the dogs, just taking their pictures, get them in the costumes, but recording them is a bitch. Sitting there and trying to record them from different angles. Me and the evil one have done it several times, and it has never been fun. Never once have we walked away from that going, man, that was an experience I want to tell people about.
I can't wait to do that again.
Right. And whenever we do get to actually, I go back and review the good footage, there's only like a second or 2 seconds of dog actually doing what you wanted to do. It's rough. Real Talk. Good morning, Real Talk. Thank you for joining us. Real Talk asks if we know what the 10 Commandments are. I guess that's what you do. Why? Yes. But do we know what they are? It varies from book to book, to be honest. In this particular case, we're talking about the 10 Commandments they're trying to shove into the schools in Texas. You do you, Jew, says Mark Reed. That reminds me, actually, let's do a little, let's take a little break. I'm going to go warm up my coffee. And we'll be back in just a minute. Let me see what we can do. Let's do the pop. Boop. And
Flanagan!
Yes, sir. Very disturbing, I know.
Fetch me Father Flanagan.
Your Highness.
You are in the presence of His Holiness, the Puppius Maximus, guardian of the sacred fire hydrant, defender of the holy tennis ball, and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poopsalop the Fifth.
Your popedom. I heard you have a bone to pick with me.
Condoms, Father Flanagan?
No, thank you. I've got plenty.
That's what I mean. Why are you selling condoms?
Oh, you mean our Pharaoh Sombrero line of condoms. Understood.
You know how we feel about those around here.
Well, they're not to be used by the Catholics, of course.
Not for Catholics?
No, they're part of our Sinner Gonna Sin lack of faith outreach program.
A sinner gonna what?
It's like getting the tithe, but from the heretics and the heathens and the atheists.
Oh, well, when you put it like that.
But, Your Highness, this will reflect very poorly on the church.
True. You know what this means, Flanagan?
Warning label. A warning label on the box. Not for Catholics in big letters.
Too subtle.
Instant purgatory if used by Catholics.
I like it. Divine branding.
Excellent, your popedom. Will there be anything else?
That will be all. You may leave.
All right, we are back. Hello, everybody. Good morning. The pup wants to join me. Here he is.
Hello there.
No, there's Super Ollie. Good morning.
Hello,
He's getting all
Pup.
fluffy, but I don't want to cut him down too much because it's kind of chilly here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you guys got a
really.
puppy on. They even
Ooh.
got a puppy on for free. And the evil one says, since he's wanting to sit in my lap so much lately, I probably ought to bring back the crotch cam so people can see my dog. That's what I tell people anyway.
That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. Geo Sam, injecting ideological content into public schools undermines evidence-based instruction, which weakens critical thinking skills and politicizes education at the expense of learning. Hooked on Phonics worked for me.
Could not have said
Whenever
that better myself. And I mean that I just couldn't have said it that well.
A lot of big words. I actually never did take Hooked on Phonics. I probably shouldn't say that.
Now, if I had to write that out, I think you and I can both write, like if we had to sit down and write that out, I could do it. But if you wanted me to just like, hey, say something about the school system in regards, it's bad.
Bad, very bad.
No good.
Definitely bad. Definitely.
Oh, definitely.
So Funk Yeah is here this morning. Good morning, all you sinners, says Funk Yeah. Chemical Squirrel kicked in the door. Nice to have you with us this morning.
Put on your hazmat suits.
Yes, Neuro Geezer is here. Aaron, nice. Thank you for joining us. Miss Non Sequitur. That's awesome. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for joining us. So, the Ten Commandments has been thwarted in Texas for now. What do you think will be their next one? Yeah, you think they'll just run it through again, push it up to the Supreme Court? I think you mentioned earlier, didn't you? They'll try something like that.
They'll probably do something. But the fact that those groups who sued were able to handle that, and I think that was pretty short time period, relatively, because it was supposed to start. Weren't they supposed to start putting all those posters up? Was it September?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right. Something like that. It's been a while, but no, I think this is actually pretty quick. I don't know.
I mean, if it were me, it'd have been done like the next effing day, but that is not the country that we are living in. So considering that it was just a couple months, they were able to get that shut down.
I guess it kind of depends on the court. Like if you're in a criminal court in, say, San Antonio, Texas, you're going to have a docket that's very full, and it'll take a long time to get through. I'm guessing. You're right. It does sometimes take a lot less time. All right. So Real Talk says, "Oh, I see. You don't want to talk about influence of the Bible on children. What is harm in learning good things from the Bible?" First of all, why should you be allowed to force your shit on my kids? And second of all, the first three of them don't have anything to do with morals. They're about worshiping your God. That's just forcing your God. Then our children walk around with this constant in their classrooms thing over there telling them that there's a God and that's how you begin to worship him. And we don't want that. Why the hell should we have that on our kids? And the teachings in your Bible are fucking horrific. Fucking absolutely horrific. There's no good things in there. You don't want to talk about the Old Testament. You want to talk about Jesus and the love and the mercy. But the Ten Commandments are not the New Testament. They're the Old Testament. If you're going to stick that shit in the school, you also need to teach them about how Lot sexed up his daughters and how Abraham gave his wife to another man and they gave him the sexual cooties. You can't just tell them about all these good things that Jesus did. And it's just bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And I think you're kind of ignorant to even ask such a question. To come in here and kind of, because we're not paying attention to you, and then ask such a stupid question? Really? Sorry, Ryan. Pardon me for going.
No, I mean, listen.
Right.
Somebody very wise once said to me, and her name is Mrs. Garrett, and she said, "You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have
the facts
right?
of life.
You can't just take the good facts of the Bible and say, here you go, kids. Here's the good. I mean, you could, but they have to accept the bad facts in that Bible as well. Because you can't just ignore, especially considering that is what the Christian nationalists use as part of their agenda to gain control and influence in this nation. Right. So listen to Mrs. Garrett.
listen to Mrs. Garrett. And also there's another thing, like whenever you want to talk about that whole thing, which 10 commandments? I mean, there have been wars waged over which 10 commandments you follow. Do you follow the one that talks about having images? Or do you follow the one that says you do not have images, graven images and stuff? I'm just talking. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's
another problem.
The Catholics love their graven images and their portraits and all this business. The Bible says not to have that stuff. So then you have the war where what's it called? Starts with a C. Calvinists, the Calvinists.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, there was this whole war on that very thing. And now in the United States, I don't even know if Real Talk is still here. They may have bounced it. I'm just going off. But here in the United States, which 10 commandments? There's more than one. And there was one chosen. I don't remember which one it was. Do you know which one it was specifically?
No, I do not know which one.
Right.
I maybe looked into it, but I don't remember.
But the fact that there's more than one that they have to choose from, somebody out there in Texas is going, that's not my 10 commandments. You know?
I'm just looking it up to see if I.
Okay. Good.
And again, there's not 10 commandments. There's 630 something or 660 something. Maybe there's 666. Just kidding.
618, I thought.
That would be funny though if there was 666. that would just be perfect. I wish. Yeah. So why do you just get to pick and choose which ones you're going to follow?
Right. I think like number 27 says, if a man does not worship the same God, you must destroy him. There are things like that go on throughout the rest of those. They're not all. And again, the first 10 really, for those of you who don't know, the people walked up to Mount Sinai. The Lord came, it was Mount Sinai, right? The Lord came down and spoke in a cloud. Commandment 1, commandment 2, and then he got to 10. And the people were all afraid and they backed away from the mountains. And then he fucking continued. He went on, like she says, over 600 different commandments, but the first 10, and then they backed away. And everybody stops there. But you got to remember, there are a lot more.
He would have had a backpack full.
Yes. Just imagine how many little plates he would have needed.
Trying to carry that. He'd have broke his neck falling off the cliff trying to carry it down the mountain.
That's right. And we've already talked about the other influences that influence these things, like the Hathor. The Egyptian god Hathor was the cow. The cow, whenever he came down from the mountain and he was pissed off at them because they had made a golden calf, the golden calf was actually Hathor from the Egyptian, so
I never knew. Something I never knew. And that is, that's intentional.
You can actually look up, you can look up Hathor, just type in Hathor, and you'll find images referring to her. It'll have a bull with a thing over its head. That's the calf that they were worshiping whenever. Yeah. And I was like, well, they just came out of slavery from Egypt, allegedly. And then they traipsed about in the desert for 40 years. Where'd they get the gold? Where exactly? From their fillings.
From Egypt. They took everything from Egypt they could.
Oh, right. I think that's true.
They ran.
Yeah. I think I'm getting my mythologies mixed up, but yeah, that's true. The solar disc, that's right, Left-Handed Jedi. Thank you for that. The solar disc. Yeah. That's the one over the head. Yeah. I think that means they're God. Hathor in SG1 was indeed hot. I have to say, gray old dude. Indeed.
I don't know if I remember if I've met.
Yes, you met her. She's a redhead. She was kind of a hottie.
Oh, yeah, duh. Yeah, she was like,
yeah.
Okay. That's right.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false. Why do they need that from your Bible, though? Well, why do they have to get that? Why do they have to get that from your Bible? What are the first 3? Put the first 3 in there for me, Real Talk. Put the first fucking 3 in there for me.
I mean, what is the necessity of it coming from the Bible specifically when those are pretty basic you know, like kind of common sense at this point, right? At
They
this
really
time
are.
of history, that's like a given. Like, you know, treat your parents with respect.
If anything, society and culture evolved, and then
Yeah.
people who wrote the Bible took those things that the evolution of man through society and wrote them down like this. It's not that those morals came from this. This came from the morals evolved through our society over 100,000 years in little towns and little communities. Again, I'm just saying, how is it evil? What are the first three? You don't know how the God of the Bible is evil? I don't think I can help you. I can give you videos.
I mean, the Ten Commandments aren't necessarily evil per se, but they're flaccid. They don't really cover everything in society that it should. Like if this was a guideline to live by, it does not suffice whatsoever. I'm just saying, like if it's like a moral guide, it sucks.
Here we go. The first one, since you're not going to do it, real talk. The first one is, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt worship no other gods before me. That is why your piece of shit 10 commandments should not be in our schools. The second one is, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. See, this is why you didn't repeat them in the chat. And the third one is, remember to keep holy the Lord's day. Now, I notice you didn't put any of those in there. All of that is your religious bullshit, and our children should not be forced to worship your religious bullshit. Period. I don't care. And the Old Testament, you can go through the Old Testament. We've talked about this before. At no point in the Old Testament, which is your God. See, Old Testament is God, New Testament is Jesus, right? So with Old Testament, you actually get to see the face of your God. And the face of your God is a piece of shit. It does nothing without the threat of high violence. There's no wisdom. There's no logic. Never once does it sit down with somebody and go, you know what? The whole world would be better off if we did this and actually use wisdom. It's all violence and ugliness and destruction. With the Egyptians, whenever the 10 plagues, it even says, the reason why I hardened his heart was because I wanted to show your people my true nature. And then he released 10 commandments, the 10 plagues on these people. You have no idea what your God is. It's gross and disgusting and hideous. I'm on a roll today, Ryan. I'm sorry. Do you want me to? I'm a big meanie. I'm just spitting some truth
I
here.
said God is a big meanie.
God is a big meanie. Again, nowhere in the Bible can you find God resolving any problem with reason and love. Never once does he sit down and tell people to talk shit out and, figure it out. It's always, Chris, give me one benefit of accepting atheism. There's none. The one benefit is that you don't fall for the bullshit you're falling for now. You don't dedicate your life to a God that isn't real. You're walking around worshiping Pluto, that's a bad example because there actually is a God. I meant Pluto the dog from the Disney cartoons. Mickey Mouse. You're worshiping Mickey Mouse and you just don't fucking know it. Somebody a long time ago wrote this shit down and you believe it and you dedicate your life to it. You're here in a chat wasting your time arguing with atheists. See, that's just the one thing, and that's a big thing that you get from not being a Christian. And you don't need a God to have morals. If that were the case, we would be, wouldn't atheists be all murdering and killing and raping all the time? They make it sound like we're hideous. And yet, when you go look in the news, and statistically, it's the Christians that you'll find in the news more for molesting children.
It's almost as if it doesn't make them better people.
It almost as if it doesn't. But whenever you go look at the Old Testament, it actually encourages it. It tells people to do these things. It encourages slavery. God tells people. God, in the Old Testament, your God actually sells his people into slavery to other people because his people did bad. These other people don't even worship him. They do nothing he wants. But the people that do worship him did one thing wrong, and he subjects them to slavery for 80. That's 2 fucking generations. And then on top of that, this God of yours teaches his people. This is how you have your slaves. You buy them for this much. You do this with them. This is how. So he teaches them how to have slaves. Not only and then Jesus comes along and says, be good slaves. Be good slaves to your masters and worship unto them as you would worship unto me. You know what I mean? So I think you've lost this one and you should go away embarrassed.
Well,
That's what I think. Him, not you.
No. I'm leaving. I'm out of here.
Fuck you, I'm out.
We know that when it comes to God and his judgment, and like as you said, he doesn't have conversations. We have one or two instances where it seems like maybe he was going to have a conversation between like himself, Moses, and himself and Abraham. But at the end of the day, he even still folded on those promises. He folded like a fucking chair and didn't stand by it. But anytime he gets angry, the punishment is so disproportionate. And just like for instance, when David took the census, remember David takes a census and he's not supposed to take a census because you are not supposed to be so haughty as to think that you can go out fighting and, you know, breaking people's necks, oopsie, without the help of God. Like through God is how you get ish done. So David did a boo-boo. He went out there, counted all the fighting men. Guy was ticked off, and he ended up killing, I think it was like 70,000 people. And he did that to people who were innocent. Like those 70,000 people did nothing but be the subject of David's king, you know, David as their king. So regardless of how good of a person you are, or how great those kids are in that school, if God wanted to take out one teacher, that entire school would be done so, because that's his logic. That's his reasoning. He wouldn't be a decent person, and he absolutely is not a decent God.
I have another good story for you, and you can go look this up. There was a time in the Bible whenever Moses was leading the people, and the people weren't really necessarily digging Moses' leadership, and they complained. And God said, Moses, separate yourself from these people. And then God took these two groups of people, he reasoned with them, explained to them why Moses is the best person. Moses demonstrated to these people that he should lead them, and then he went ahead and led them. Oh, wait, that's not what happened at all. That's not what happened at all. Whenever they complained, God says, Moses, separate yourself from these people. And he did, and God, the ground swallowed up these people, killed them, killed them for that. Reason, wisdom, love, caring, none of that displayed. And then you know what happened? Some of the other people, now you think I'm bullshitting you, but you go look this up for yourself. Some of the other people in Moses' tribe was like, damn, Moses, did you see that? What the fuck? That was like too much. And you know what God said? God says, Moses, separate yourself from these people. And before God could rent them asunder, Moses starts fucking lighting incense and sacrificing animals and doing all these things, and finally manages to save his people. This is the God you worship. You just don't know it. You think you worship Jesus.
It is kind of weird.
Cute? It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird how like this new God comes along and he basically usurps Yahweh. But they won't admit that's what happens. They won't admit that he comes in and he changes the behavior, their worship to Yahweh. It's a completely new religion.
Real Talk asks, if there is no God, here we go again, where do we get our morals from? I actually addressed this earlier. God has put in our DNA, no one teach children that murder is innocent is wrong. This proves the existence of God. It does not. Chimpanzees have a code of morals where they don't kill each other, and actually they do kill each other. We can see in other examples of animalistic society where these things happen. In our case, though, we actually have over hundreds of thousands of years developed reasons by living in small communities and learning, hey, man, it's not good to do these things. We learned that and we taught it to your Bible. That's what happened. You just don't get it.
Hello.
McFly. Hello, McFly.
I still do that. Do people know what I'm doing when I do that?
I do, but I don't know if anybody else does.
So the kids are like,
Adrian Belgrave. All right, check this out, man. I love this, Adrian Belgrave. You're awesome. Adrian Belgrave says there are two covenants in the Bible. Just to clarify, who is the first covenant with? Let me ask you, who is the first covenant with? The first covenant is with Yahweh. It was with God, right? The first, not with Jesus. The first covenant is with Abraham and God, the God. Whenever the second covenant comes around and it's Jesus. That's different. You're talking to Jesus there, but what's behind Jesus is God. And the God you face is the God of the Old Testament. You like to say they're separate. Oh, it's a New Testament. But before the New Testament, you either you lived or you died. With the New Testament, with Jesus, you actually get hell. There was no hell before Jesus. Jesus brought hell and eternal condemnation, eternal damnation. You didn't have that in the Old Testament. You had, was it Sheol?
Yeah, Sheol.
Yeah. So these are kind of things. Chimps can beat the shit out of chimps for food. They do have morals. They can beat the shit out of each other for food. They don't most of the time. Occasionally they do. We actually have had scientists who track chimps in the wild, and they've had two different like little clans of chimps go and attack each other. They've seen that happen. They'll kill each other, wear their skin, or get all weird with it. You know what I mean? But that's two different cultures of chimpanzees warring at each other. But the fact that they're not killing each other within their own group is exactly how they learn the morals that we learn now. They're just a little further behind.
Yeah. I mean, I think we also watched animals to learn a lot of our behaviors, how to clean food, how to use tools. I mean, they'd been around for longer than we.
Yeah. Real Talk says they do. So Real Talk. So, all right, I'll give you that. So some chimpanzees have. Yeah, they have. People have too. There's actually a disease that you get. I can't remember what it's called right now, but there's a disease whenever cannibals eat other human brains.
It's called Trump derangement syndrome.
It's what it's called. But there's actually a disease, literally, because people do that too. You can argue, I mean... Yeah,
it's
these
gross,
are bad
right?
arguments.
Like
it is gross.
That shit exists, but yeah.
But because he saw one little thing on the internet that says chimps kill each other for food, that's kind of silly. Humans have done that before. Other animals have done that before. Penguins are fucking horrific. Penguins are fucking horrific.
Really? Who'd have thunk?
Oh, they will rape anything. The penguins are all about rape. They're all about, they don't care.
I thought, or maybe it's just some mate for life or something. I guess.
I don't know. There's some pretty hardcore mating. They'll mate with
kinds.
There are different
penguins,
kinds, right? True. Yeah. Are we talking about the king penguins or which ones? Chimps kill each other for territory. That's like exactly right. Guarding your own territory and taking care of the people inside your territory is how you learn morals. They demonstrate they are developing morals right there. They don't have God's Bible right there. And you notice how he tried to slip it into, he put it in your DNA. You know, that what did he put in our DNA? Where's the whole thou shalt not kill, but the very next chapter, God tells his people to go murder and kill an entire people, to literally go commit genocide right after the 10 Commandments, dude. Now you're probably going to go, well, there was, murder. He says don't murder, but killing for a God or an army, that's not murder. Well, that's ignorant. That's just splitting hairs right there. And a lot of the people that they're going to kill have no choice. They're non-participants. I mean, there's one part in the Bible where the Lord sends his people among the people of this town. I don't remember where it is, but it's some kind of revolt. And the Lord tells him, says, go here, start by killing the old men outside the temple. Go look that up, dude. That's your God in action.
That's your boo. That's your
they read all that, the Old Testament is like this thick and the New Testament is like this. And there's this new covenant. Well, Jesus doesn't really do a lot of things. I mean, most of the Christians don't seem to give a shit about, if they cared about what Jesus said, they would be putting the Sermon on the Mount in the schools instead of the 10 Commandments. But they don't. So the 10 Commandments are about following rules and obeying. So
the 10 Commandments are about picking and choosing what you want to follow.
Well, that's a good point too.
Out of the Mosaic Law, basically.
That is the lesson to be learned.
Yeah, you're taking the Mosaic Law and you're chopping and screwing. You're doing the ultimate remix, remix, and you're making it into your own. And listen, that is what religions do. We get it. And you just have to accept and acknowledge that the Yahwists did the same thing. They chopped and screwed something before them, and they chopped and screwed. So it's nothing divine from one specific God. This is just human nature creating stories and the next person ripping them off because they want to be just as popular as the next door.
And now, real talk, I say, do you really believe stupid chimp is our evolutionary cousin? Yeah, kind of I do. Actually, yeah, I really do. Science tells me so.
Chimps are so cool.
And I do want to mention, like, he's like, why didn't they progress at the same rate that we did and become what we are? Well, to be honest, several different kinds of chimpanzees did. There are other branches of Homo called Homo neanderthalis, Homo florenziensis, Homo dinosaurus. They're all Homo, a part of the Homo genus, which come from apes. Now, I want to mention that when apes, there was whenever humans were like chimpanzees physically, the things that you know as chimpanzees were not fucking chimpanzees at the time. And that's what you're taking into, you're thinking, oh, they were at that time also chimpanzees and they should have evolved into what? No, at that time they were smaller, lesser, they were more like lemurs and they evolved into chimpanzees. You know what I mean? Do you see what you're missing there? There's a lot of... Thank you, Lieutenant John, for becoming a member. Staying a member. You know, I have to say though, real talk, I do appreciate the conversation. You've got my blood going this morning. If I had a hard start to the day, I mean, I'm going to run a commercial. We're going to take a break. I want to break. I hope you're Catholic, real talk.
Give me a break.
Next up in the bark bank, a clergyman with a holy hustle and maybe a few unholy loopholes.
Hi, Barks. Blessings and belly rubs to you all. I'm Father Flanagan, and today I'm here seeking $50,000 for 3% of my soul-saving startup, Holy Halos, the world's first, soon-to-be, church-approved condoms. Following the ways of the Lord can be hard and often require sacrifices of the flesh. Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of Holy Halo condoms.
Hold on, Father. The church very much doesn't like condoms. How do you expect to sell these?
Well, you're right, but these aren't just any condoms. No, my furry financiers, these are permeable. But every single halo has been dipped in holy water, a divine divider between you and sin. You can finally frolic freely and still keep that sweet spot in heaven. Permeable, but dipped in holy water to keep the sin out, but let the babies in.
Let you get your stick wet without getting your stick stuck.
If you know what I mean.
Oh my! Very embarrassing every time.
So basically they don't work as condoms, but they let you get away with having sex without going to hell?
Exactly. The church gets to keep making babies, but you don't have to keep going to confession. Think of it. No more guilt. No more awkward I'm saving myself for marriage speeches. With Holy Halos, you can take those pray hands and turn them into lay hands.
Didn't I read that holy water is full of bacteria like E. coli? Won't this be harmful to women's health?
The words are English, but I don't understand the question.
How are you addressing the issue holy water presents for women's health?
Again, I'm not understanding.
She does that. Well, we don't get it either.
Is that mesh from a window screen?
Ah, that's a keen eye you have there, young lass. Yes. Another fine selling point, rough on the outside to increase her shame as it should be, but soft and smooth on the inside, internally lubed and ribbed for his pleasure. We even have custom scents.
Scents? Now you have my attention. What flavors we talking? Don't pitch me that vanilla missionary nonsense, Padre.
Well, we do have virgin vanilla, but we also have miracle mint and cooing camel and my personal favorite, sweat of the Savior.
And the Vatican, they've blessed this endeavor?
Well, not exactly. I'm still waiting on the papal decree one way or the other.
I love it, but you're asking 50 grand for only 3%. That's rough, Father, real rough.
Not running with the big dogs on this one. I'm gonna stay on the porch.
Me too. Good luck, Father. 15%.
Ouch, 15%, that's highway robbery even for the church.
Come on, Father, we're dogs. We know a bone when we see one. 10%, and we'll even bless your branding.
Look, meet me in the middle, 7%, and I'll baptize all your puppies.
7% works for me. Father Flanagan, it looks like
Wait a second, our producers say we have a special call-in bidder. Let's get him up on the screen. Folks, we have the guardian of the sacred fire hydrant himself.
Oh no.
Defender of the holy tennis ball and eater of the golden kibble, Pup Oliver Poops a Lot the Fifth.
Flanagan!
I guess your poetry.
50,000 at 20%.
20%?
And you get to keep calling yourself a father.
Sold to the pup in the very fine hat.
I knew you'd see it my way.
You're very wise, Your Hiney. Would there be anything else?
You may leave.
Father Flanagan's line of holy halos, ultra thin, spiritually thick. Available in 3 sizes: conservative, medium, and liberal. All right, we are back. Real Talk says, and I just got to call this out, man. Real Talk says, people call me the atheism buster. I want to ask, are these people in the room with us now? And second of all, I want to say I doubt that very much. You've actually put forth one of the weakest arguments I've seen coming into the chat whenever Christians come in and try to throw shit at us. This is pretty weak. This is a pretty low bar. I mean, I feel like you're going easy on me today or something. I believe we had somebody become a silver member. Thank you for becoming a silver member. Thank you for doing that. Who was that? I saw it a minute ago. Don't tell me. I know this one.
I think.
Anytime I say don't tell me I know this one, feel free to absolutely tell me. It was Mr. Peabody. Thank you, Mr. Peabody, for becoming a silver level member and a left-handed Jedi as a 12th member. I don't always see the comments that go with some of those re-up things. Says Mosaic Law, how to tile floors for God. That's interesting that they call it that. Some of the Islamic temples over in the Middle East have some of the most fantastic geometric patterns and stuff that, I mean, that's some serious, really cool stuff. And then they call it mosaic, right? Mosaic is in, anyway, good stuff. Good thing. And Secular Feeling has said a $5 to help you feel better. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Goes right to the Make the Amazing Super Chris Feel Better Fund. Paddington sold my argument, and yet Christianity is the best option history shows. It really doesn't show that. It's interesting. I mean, really, probably Buddhism, do you think? If I had to choose any one religion, I think it'd probably be Buddhism. Only because, I mean, there's not really a violent underlying tenet to the religion, like there is with the Abrahamic religions. The Buddhism, I mean, Buddhist, huh?
What about Sikhism?
Oh, that's a good one. I like Sikhs.
I don't know much about them, but I feel like what I've learned has been pretty positive.
And Sikh may even be, I don't know, they may even be part, I don't know if do they worship Islam? Is it a form of Islam? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I feel bad. I see. There's so much. We have to be so focused and on our toes about Christianity. The truth of the matter is, we don't get to broaden our horizons and understand other cultures like we could. God damn it! Yeah. God damn it! It's all your fault.
It says no. Sikhism is an independent religion and not part of Islam. See, it's an independent religion. Cool. Founded in India in the 15th century. Religion. Yeah, so feature. Now here it says feature, founder, okay. The founder was of Sikhism. Okay, maybe I don't understand what it's trying to say. I see what it's doing is comparing the two. So yeah, it's a completely different religion, but obviously not the Abrahamic religions. Every one of them is blood-soaked, absolutely blood-soaked. Daryl says religion had its chance to rule the world. It's called the Dark Ages for a reason.
It was dark.
Yeah. One of the things that's interesting is that religion for so long has tried to hinder science because science explained away their God. And can you imagine where we have been right now without the interference from religion on scientific development? It's crazy. I can't imagine where we would be. Kelly says, I think it's more important to attack bad thinking than religion. It's the bad thinking that turns people to religion and creates other problems too, such as MAGA. Kelly, I think I appreciate that viewpoint. I would say that there are so many different things about religion. That's a good point to attack bad thinking other than religion. But there are so many things about religion you also have to address. Yeah. So, but that's the whole thing. When you're following the religion right, bad thinking is subjective. What you think is bad thinking is not the same as what hardline, ultra right-wing or ultra conservative religious people think is right thinking. In fact, they think you're wrong thinking so much to a point that they're willing to kill you over it. So the whole right thinking is subjective. Bad thinking. Who determines what's good and what's bad? That's kind of another point to be made. Maybe we can talk about that on the show Tuesday, whenever you come on. Like we'll remember.
Well, apparently it's bad to talk about a genocide. So
apparently, yeah, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah,
I'm not buying it though.
Depends where what you think bad is.
Yeah, very true. That's bad.
That's bad. Don't want to do that.
Again, yeah, that kind of does depend on what rational thinking. There you go. Yeah, I agree. I kind of agree with you. It's just there's Sir Equinox is here. Shh, everybody, be cool. Good morning, Sir Equinox. Thank you for joining us. Some bad thinking is caused by religion, but it's a lack of critical thinking, which is the basic problem. That's a better. I think that's a better way of putting it. A good way of putting it. If we could literally educate out religion. And that's why they're trying so hard to educate in religion. Mm-hmm. They're forcing it on our kids because given the chance, we'll force it out of them just by teaching them. And they'll be like, this shit is ridiculous.
That's why they're attacking it with these programs and that aren't even, they're not even scholarly. They're just filled with a bunch of biblical rhetoric, and they focus more on biblical characters to teach children stuff, like the Blue Bonnet program, and then PragerU. These think tanks should not be making education for children.
They absolutely should not.
It's all filled with a narrative. It is criminal. Yeah. I can't believe that that's something that's disgusting, that is continuing to be perpetuated, and that now Trump getting involved, telling people if you'll get more money if you use this system, like your school will get more funding if you, I don't remember which one it was, but like Blue Bonnet. So now you're giving them incentive to use this crap,
right,
and indoctrinate the kids.
Do you mind if I go ahead and disassemble Real Talk one more time?
Oh no, I didn't see it.
All right. Okay, Real Talk. This is probably the most ignorant thing I think you've said. You said, as an atheist, can you prove incest is wrong? Yes, we fucking can. No, you can't. You need God for objective morality. All right, let's talk about this. Is incest wrong? If incest is wrong, then why did Abraham marry his sister? There's a lot of incest that actually goes on in the Old Testament. A lot of incest that goes on. So this whole notion, incest is actually a good thing. There's a point where in the Old Testament, there's a man, I think his name is Odom. He gets killed by God for not inseminating his dead brother's wife, his sister-in-law. Isn't that weird? Incest is bad. Yeah. Whenever you talk about Lot is a moral character. Everybody loves Lot. His story is great. Lot, his wife turns back. She saw the salt, all that business. Then Lot went up in the fucking mountains and committed what? Incest with his daughters. Science, however, tells us incest is bad, that if you commit incest too many times, it will cause physical deformities. You can go look at this royal group, a royal family. Their name even has jaw in it because they inbred so much, their jaw stuck out so much, they couldn't even close their mouth. Somebody in the chat, help us out with that. Science absolutely tells us incest is wrong. Absolutely. Your Bible tells us it's right, demonstrates it's right over and over again.
We started out with two people.
Yeah.
I mean, right there tells you that there's going to be incest from jump. And then we started again from 8 people. So that tells you again, there's going to be some incest.
Yep. Yeah. See them every time. Isn't that interesting that this person is so wrong? I mean, you clearly have no idea what you're talking about. How old are you? Are you? I think I asked this person this question before and they claimed they were in their 30s. If you're in your 30s, you're all right. How old are you? Abram Neri. Genesis chapter 20.
It was his half sister.
His sister from his mother's side, not his father's side. His father's side, not his mother. So you had the same father. They had the same father. So they were brothers, father or the same mother, either way, but they were brother and sister. So Genesis 20, where he says, she is my sister. And you can go look this one up too with your ignorant self.
That's my sister. And I love her.
Now, Genesis 20, verse 1. Now, Abraham moved on from there into the region of Negev and lived between Kadesh and Shur. For a while, he stayed in Gerar. Verse 2. And there, Abraham said of his wife Sarah, she is my sister. Fuck off. Then Amalek, king of whatever, took her for his sister. And then later on, he came back and said, why did you lie and say she was your sister when she's actually your wife? Yep. And then Abram says, well, she actually is my sister. So Abram says, all right, so he says, what is your, so here it is. I'm going to go into it. Then Abram called Abram in and said, what have you done to us? How have I wronged you that you have brought such a guilt upon me and my kingdom? You have done these things to me that should never be done. This is what he says to Abram, to your Abram, the leader. That's where the Abrahamic religions comes from. You probably didn't know that because there's a lot you don't know. And then he said to Abraham, what was your reason for doing this? And Abraham replied, I said to myself, there is surely no fear of God in this place, and they will kill me because of my wife. Besides, she really is my sister, daughter of my father, not of my mother. Boom, incest right there. The man they named the entire fucking religion after married his own sister. And you know what? In the same book, actually it's verse 12, chapter 12, you will learn, let's go back to chapter 12. And you will learn that Abraham's brother, Abraham's uncle married his own niece, his direct niece. Now, why would you actually admit to that in these things? I don't know why you would admit to shit like that. Is that 12? Oh no, that's the wrong one. I have to go find it. Because 12 is where he gives his wife away to the Pharaoh of Egypt, and the Pharaoh gives her back and says, she gave me a disease. So he also gave her Abraham and Sarai gave the Pharaoh a sexually transmitted disease. Did the person ever answer how old they were?
26.
Okay. 20. Maybe you'll learn something. Yeah, maybe. So there you go about your Bible, man. What do you think about it?
Your elders.
Are you still here? I mean, you're the man they fucking named the religion after, married his own sister. How ignorant are you? Unaware. I don't mean like ignorant, like you're a fool. I just mean like literally ignorant, unawares. Do not have the knowledge of.
Mm-hmm.
To come in here and say that science doesn't know that incest is bad. That's literally easy fucking science right there. Easy. I mean, you know that in movies. I mean, I don't know how you don't know that. It says that the Habsburg. It's the Habsburg jaw. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, that you're right. Yeah, I was just going to say, the Jehovah's Witnesses, what their fix to that is that Adam and Eve were closer to perfection. So it didn't affect them like it would us nowadays. They were okay to F each other.
That's an interesting. Let me bring this up so I can show this individual. Here's the Habsburg jaw. This is when you inbreed too much, and we know this. We learned this. This is from back in when is this? The 1600s or whatever. I don't know. I don't see a date on there. Some from somewhere. Anyway, but yeah. So the Habsburg jaw literally is where, I mean, this is demonstrative evidence that, man, if you knock your own family too much, bad shit will happen. Not necessarily this, but bad shit. And the other thing you mentioned about cannibalism, science also answered that one too. There is a disease called Maru. Is it Maru, the disease Maru? If you eat brains.
Oh. I don't want to know. Oh, that's so gross. Like, ugh.
I think it's Maru or Kuru. It's called Kuru. It's a scientific disease we have discovered using science. Next.
Kuru.
K-U-R-U.
Kuru.
Paddington says it happened in history. Bible is simply including human evolution. In fact, it's really not. Then we got laws that forbid that practice. Why? I mean, if God knew it was good back then, why isn't it good now? If it's not moral now, and the people of God and God itself don't think it's moral now to do those things, why would it then, since it knows the beginning from the end, think those things were moral? You think it'd have
unchanging
and everlasting. You would think, and it knows the beginning from the end. You would think it would know. Its moral code would stay the same throughout eternity, but it doesn't. Somebody debated some Christians over the weekend. I don't know how it went. I hope they had a good time. I hope it was good. They were what do you call them? New Earth creationists, Christians. I don't remember what you call them. Young Earth creationists.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the lowest hanging fruit, really. We have so much of the S word to prove that the Earth is much older than they claim. So,
yeah. The Jehovah's Witnesses tried to circumvent that a little bit when it was finally hitting them, like, okay, we can't say that the Earth is 6,000 years old. How about we say this? We say we don't know how long creation took, so those days could be so many thousands or whatever. Like they're trying so hard. Like, just stop. You fucked up. You don't know. Just say you don't know.
Real Talk says, Chris, what about protected sex with mother? No chance of having a baby.
Excuse me? What?
Now you are trapped in my fishnet. Dude, I'm so done with you. You're no longer worthy of my attention. Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Pardon me.
Because the ignorance displayed now is just fucking. You're just babbling now. So I'm done with you. Now, what was our topic for the day? The topic of the day was the 10 Commandments, not related to this douchebag. We have a poll. The poll is, what's the biggest threat to secular education today? And so far, all of the above is winning. The options are censorship of history and science. That's actually, of the three options itself, that one's winning. Push for Christian nationalism. That's coming in second. Or in God we trust displays. Oddly, nobody seems that is the biggest threat listed in the list. It's probably not, but it's one that should be addressed. All of them should be addressed. And this notion that they should give our youngest children, plant the seed in their mind that their God is real and that it lays out the rules, I think that's wrong. I think that's criminal. That's how I feel about that.
I agree.
And if that's the case, if you think we should do that, then I think what we should do is actually remove those 10 commandments and put up signs that say your God does not exist. And we can, and on the sign we can put evidence. We can put the different evidences, like how many diseases did science cure? None. Or God cured? None. Science cured all these diseases. Just shit like that, because it'd be too easy.
Well, God cured me of my disease, though. I had hands laid on me.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Somebody laid their hands on somebody. That happens. Go from pray hands to lay hands.
Don't you feel better?
That kind of reminds me, we ought to go ahead and take us a break. I want to do the postmortem baptismal kits. Don't you think? I think that's what we should do. We'll be back in a minute. We shall return.
Do you have a loved one who's on their deathbed, but they've yet to give themselves up to the Lord?
Are you sure you don't want to come to Jesus?
No.
This is your final chance.
No. Worried they're headed to the fiery pits of hell.
Your very last chance.
No. I've been wicked and sinful.
I deserve to burn in the hot place.
As you wish. Farewell, my heathen husband.
Farewell, my...
Well, fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of post-mortem baptismal kits. No more worries about being miserable alone forever. Be a good Christian and share that eternal pain and suffering with the ones you love.
I'm in hell. Not as hot as I thought it'd be. Kind of feels like Houston, minus the humidity. Hello. My favorite drink crafted to perfection. Ooh, and some dank ass weed.
I can't bear to be down on my face chanting, holy, holy, holy is the Lord, every day, all day, for all eternity, by myself.
Wow, is that George Carlin? And Alan Turing, look at that. Carl say, oh, I am so honored. You've been my hero since I was a kid. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what are you doing here? Oh, I get it. I get it. Schrodinger's heathen. Very cute, you. Very cute. That's fantastic. Oh, what is that? What is? It's holy water. Oh, it burns. No, this isn't where I want to be. Pabst Blue Ribbon and a Marlboro? No!
Father Flanagan's post-mortem baptismal kit. Dead kid tested, Mother Teresa approved.
Is that the Pope and John Paul? Jim Jones and Jimmy Swaggart, huh? I can see that coming. Neil deGrasse, what are you doing? Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
Thanks, Father Flanagan.
Damn them to an eternity in heaven for only $59.99. They wouldn't appreciate it, but you'll feel better, and that's the point, isn't it? Get yours now. Your heathen loved one's time is running out.
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord. This is some bullshit. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord.
All right, we are back. Let me get over here and doing this thing here. Back and ready to do the thing. So we got the, what else have we got going on? Sir Equinox. Hello, Sir Equinox. The Atheist Mechanic. You guys are doing a pretty good job out there. Doing your thing.
Real talk is crashing out.
Oh, Adrian says real talk is crashing out. Yeah, I got no more time for real talk. I'm over real talk. So over real talk. However, somebody I think has requested the syphilis song. Well, I actually created a song about Abraham giving his wife to the Pharaoh, and she gave. But see, now by bringing this up, I'm talking to douchebag again. I ain't talking. Let's go. That one there too. Just see what happens. Boopity boop boop. Boop boop. Okay. So let me just check our news. I want to see if there's anything going on in the news because it's been very interesting. As you know, Trump has given the files, signed the bill to give the files back. It includes.
Did he sign it?
He did. It includes, according to Good Morning America, several exceptions to a full release. Yeah, so they're obviously going to cut Trump and all the conservatives out of this, and I don't really know how that at this point, even the conservatives that aren't directly implicated in the Epstein files, I don't know how to at this point if they try to fuss this anymore, how even they could believe this, that they could even still think that there's a reason to believe that Donald Trump is innocent of this.
A lot of mental gymnastics, a lot of caping. A lot of doubling down, delusion. I would probably put like if I had to rate, like I would think delusion would probably be higher up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're just absolutely incredulous people that have lost all sense of sanity. Because I guarantee you that just 5 years ago, they would not be saying these things. They have been so incited by Trump and his behavior and his cronies that it's letting the wacky loose.
Absolutely, it is. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I mean, it's amazing. And there's this thing where Donald Trump is never, ever going to give up power. He's not going to give up power. He's just not going to. What's going to happen whenever we come to this election coming up and they get their asses handed to them? Are they going to accept the results of these elections? Should we accept the results of the elections if we lose? Because remember, they actually have one of Donald Trump's election denying buddies has purchased Dominion voting systems. So one of Donald Trump's election deniers has purchased. So can we trust that voting system anymore? I don't think we can. I don't.
We shouldn't.
Part of the reason why there were so many lawsuits filed and so many people arrested was because Dominion was not accessible to the right-wing crazy nutbags. They had to break the law to go get that access. But if Dominion is owned by some right-wing guy, he can go, okay, you guys go into this place and get whatever you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so now they'll have that power. And
I remember clearly Elon saying something about, I don't know, some kind of backdoor conversation he had with somebody that all they had to do was just like flip some switches or whatever. Like it was just that simple. So allegedly, I'll say.
Yeah, there is a group called
for a while. You know, this is this has been coming.
There is a group, the Election Truth Alliance. I'll put a link in the chat below. These guys are researching the election, and they've got quite a bit of proof that it was hacked and all that business. So let me put this here if I can. Can I put it here? Boop.
Agree, Adrian. He's, if you want to call it running for a third term.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's going to.
I don't even know if that will be a fair election. It just might be him taking.
Like remember whenever Putin runs for election, 90% of the people voted for Putin. But did they really? No, because Putin's buddy, an election denier, bought out the election system. You see where we're going with this? That's exactly where we're going with this. But yeah, it's the same thing that happened. But our coming elections are absolutely going to be interesting, to say the least. He's going to find a way to run for a third term. You know, Adrian, I appreciate that you're calling that, man. Knuckle bump on you. I called that a long time ago. You're only a little behind the ball on that one, just a little bit. Yeah, but, and I say a little bit because less than a month after Donald Trump got into office this time, he was selling Donald Trump 2028 hats. So from the beginning, he's talked about not leaving office. He has no plans in leaving office. And I believe, you know, you were talking about what Elon Musk said behind some doors about, you know, all he's got to do is flip a few switches and all that. The night of the election, Elon told somebody, oh, it's over, we've won, long before he could have possibly known that it was over and that they won. Goodness gracious, Hive Side, look at that. Yeah, your girl is surfing. I know, I saw it too. Talking about you winking at the camera. You're muted.
My bad. It's lipstick. I use lipstick for my liner.
Oh, really? You got that from Bree?
No, she had said that she liked my eye makeup, and if I have a lip liner, I'll use it for I don't care.
Yeah.
If I like the color, I'll put the color where I like the color.
I do get that works. It works. Let's see here, Chris, bro. He really is going through you know. The thing, remember how they were so worried that they were going to get their asses handed to them in the election that they tried to reroute the districts in Texas, redo the districts and gerrymander them in Texas. And then so California did their redistricting to match. Oh, and that's what. Oh, maybe I got that backwards. That's what I got. I don't know. Anyway, in Texas, a judge has blocked that.
Oh, they did?
A judge blocked the Texas redistricting. So their redistricting didn't go through, but the California one did.
Uh-oh, hot dog.
Uh-oh. So they did that to themselves.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
they might did a bad thing.
Yeah, I think, I might not be a smart man.
Oh, man.
Donald Trump should put that on a hat.
They did a doo-doo to themselves.
They really did. But you know, hey, good for them. Good for us.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. You know, they have used so much trickery, manipulation, and PR. Like, you deserve it. I could wish nothing more for you.
Yep. True enough. So I was just checking to see if there were things going on in this world. You know, I got to be honest. I remember back in the day when these weirdos used to say, man, you can't trust the news media. That news media is crazy. But, you know, you really kind of could for the most part. There were some things, but, you know, I mean, you really kind of could. But then the conservatives started buying out and suing the news media like CBS, and now CBS doesn't hardly touch Trump. You know, MSNBC, I think, is the last holdout of the big groups.
Really?
Yeah, I think they are.
Terrible. That's terrible.
CBS one, as far as paying out that $16 million we talked about on the show,
Yeah.
you know, they were going to fight it until a Trump pro guy got into the top, and then he gave in and blah, blah, blah. You heard about the Lindsay Halligan screwing up Comey's prosecution?
Yes. The judge ruled that, like, I don't know, she did not follow something.
Yeah.
I forget.
So she brings 3 charges against Comey, and the judge goes, nope, strike that third one. We're not going to let this go to the what are they called? Oh shit.
Sorry, guys.
You're a grand jury. It's the grand jury. What's it called whenever they're going to, oh, son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah, what's it called? Fucking, here's the article right here. So what she did was she was told one of those isn't good. You can't have one of those. And so she took the thing back, changed the color of the ink that was signed by the officer of the court on the first one. That's all she changed, gave it back to the judge. He assumed she had taken out that third one, and he passed it on.
No way.
Yeah, to the grand jury. Yeah, to the grand jury. He passed it on to the grand jury thinking that, and she admitted it in open court later. He busted her ass for, this is like yesterday or the day before. Yeah, she went and changed the color of the signature or some business like that.
Oh my goodness.
This is the ignorant lady. She has no reason to be in that office. The only reason why she's in that position is because the legitimate people who worked their asses off to be there refused to file legitimate criminal cases against Comey and that the Letitia something James. And so, so they resigned, and he put somebody who just essentially swore that they would prosecute whoever he told them to prosecute.
Yeah, exactly. It's wild to me that this young woman has this position, and the only one that she's had before is an insurance lawyer. And I don't know what that is. She has an education, but she's not fit for this job. And I don't know how she didn't recognize they were simply going to use her as a pawn. They just need somebody with that, position, that title or whatever to fit the bill so they could manipulate her. And I can't believe she was this dumb. I guess maybe she's been told, she's probably been fed information like, don't you worry, we got this in the bag. We got, people here and there and everywhere. And oh man, you about to lose your job? Is she about to lose her job?
I don't know, but she should be prosecuted. That should be illegal. That should be criminal. Why is it that these people don't get prosecuted for these things? Well, why is she still in office? Of course, Pam Bondi, I think she really needs some accountability.
Oh, man. She needs
How
to
is
go
she
down
defending Trump? Yes, she does. Yep. I think part of the reason why she defends Trump so much, I wonder if she's in the Epstein files. She might be in the Epstein files because she actually worked with the Epstein lawyer kind of thing, because remember, he was under investigation in Florida where she was the prosecuting attorney, and she dropped the case against him.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's a history between her and
or there's a history between someone she knows that she's protecting, so she's gotten herself into this now. Right. And so now she's into the quagmire herself, and now the only defense for her, because she's gotten herself into this position, likely is Trump. Like, that's probably the thin line, because he's bending now because he had no choice, because everybody was going to vote against him. So he wants to make it seem as though this was all because he wants the information to come out, which he could have just done anyway without even needing anybody like Dirt, but with all these redactions. So she's just backing him likely, because once he falls, we're going to be coming after her too. It's that age.
Absolutely. Her and Nancy or Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem. That girl's she needs to be in prison for the rest of her fucking life.
I hope so. But did you see that bill or something that they're trying to pass about, and they're going to name it after Kristi Noem?
I don't know. No, I haven't heard that. What's it about? Tell me. Give me the juice.
Okay, so it's some kind of like protection of animals bill, and they're like naming it after Kristi Noem, and like part of the reason is like, and they're reading what they're reading what she said about the dog and how she murked the dog, and then she said she had to murk the goat, and the goat took 2 shots to go down. So they're like, I was drooling. It was just so juicy. I was like, yes, this is the Democratic energy we need to start biting back with.
Rep. Dan Goldman moves to rename the GOP animal cruelty bill to the Kristi Noem Canine Relief Act. I don't know if it's going to pass. That was November 18th. So it wasn't long ago. But that's good on them, man. Good on them.
Yeah.
Way to go. Infidel, good morning.
What I want to see. Good morning, Infidel.
God equals the square root of -1 says Kristi Noem is untrainable, and I would agree.
She is not a good person.
She's not. That's why she killed her dog. She claimed that puppy was untrainable. Can you? Oh, I hate people.
I could never. I just okay. If you're upset about the dog's behavior, put the dog in training, sweetheart.
Yeah.
That's what you do. That's what I did. And it's not like she don't have money. So it's inexcusable. She has enough money. She probably could have had somebody come to her home and do it. Like, she wouldn't even have to do any damn work other than write a check.
True enough.
Despicable person.
Well, you're right. And hopefully that's the only time I really wish there were a hell. When I think about people like these, they should not go there for eternity. Even I wouldn't do that, but they should at least spend a good weekend there. A 3-day weekend, a bender in hell at the very least. Come back a changed individual. I'm just saying. If they don't come back changed and going, oh my God, my ways are, then send them back.
Wait. How about this? How about, remember when Daniel and Sam and whatever, when they were living those bad moments over and over again, with the opportunity to fix it, to do better? Maybe they have to relive a situation like that's bad, like that, where they have to do the right thing, do the good thing.
That would be a hell for them, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
It would be.
That was the episode that had the actor who plays Barclay on Star Trek. He was the keeper. He's the one who, he's a weirdo, but I love him. He also played Face on the A-Team. You knew that? Not Face. Hannibal. Hannibal. No. What was his name on the? Yeah, the actor who plays Barclay was on the A-Team as the weirdo guy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I can't remember what.
It's so long. That's why. But
the guy who played Starbuck in the original Battlestar Galactica was Face in the A-Team. Of course, you know who B.A. Baracus is, and then it is Hannibal. The leader is Hannibal. So I don't remember what the crazy one's name was. Murdoch.
Murdoch?
Thank you, Murdoch. Yeah. So that guy is in Star Trek, very prominent in Voyager. In fact, the last part of the Voyager season. So, Jester says pit bulls are so sweet. Yes, they are. They're wonderful. If it's a bad pit bull, it was raised by a bad person.
Yeah.
I would argue that's the only. Yeah, most dogs.
I mean, some dogs do just have, behaviors you got to work with, and you have to fix. But I think generally speaking, it's just people, getting dogs that they did not look into, which happens. We buy pets and don't research first the needs that they have and assume something, and that dog might need 6 walks a damn day.
That's right. That's true. That may need it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up our show. Let me read our super chats, and then I'll play the Pharaoh's Curse song for, I believe it was Adrian who mentioned it earlier, for Real Talk. Thought Real Talk might enjoy that. Peabody, Mr. Peabody became a silver level member. Thank you for that, Mr. Peabody. Secular Feelinist threw $5 at us and said a $5 to help you feel better, Chris. I feel better already. I rubbed it all over my body. Mosaic Law for 12 months. Left-Handed Jedi has been a member. I very much appreciate you, Left-Handed Jedi. Thank you. Says Mosaic Law, how to tile floors for God. A death penalty for failing. All right, Ryan, I'll see you tomorrow for Sci-Fi Friday. Hopefully you can watch Pitch Black tonight. I'll try to watch it today. I'm not going to think that I'll be able to watch it with the wife. I'll just watch it today during the show. Yeah, by the time she gets home, she's too wore out. She doesn't want to watch it. Yeah.
I feel that.
So we'll do that. I'll see you tomorrow, Ryan. You have a
See you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Love you.
Here we go. Pharaoh's Curse. Boop.
Mi burrito es tan bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. El ataco bueno, it stings like a bee. They told me she was his sister, now I'm plagued between the knees. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. Mi burrito está no bueno, a full bladder I fear. Abraham's lies and Sarai's touch have left me itching front to rear. Mi burrito está no bueno, it burns when I pee. Abraham had the crotch cooties and gave his sister wife to me. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, a case of penile plague. I've got the Pharaoh's curse, there's fire between my legs.
All right. I appreciate you all very much. Real Talk, thank you for joining us today. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I hope the best. I'm praying for you. The rest of you have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow for Sci-Fi Friday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Sin safely, my friends.
Got a house that smells like old cheese and shame. Father Flanagan's flesh candles change the game. Goat-scented thrills for your soul's delight. Light it up, baby, make your room right. When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Confession booth, busy, no need to stress. Light a candle and forget your mess. Gross odors vanish like sins in the wind. With each wick, guess who's your new best friend? When you've sinned and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. Smell the goat in a holy zone. Father Flanagan here to set the tone. Lambs and calves may have their day, but goats, the scent that leads the way. Clean your slate with a sniff so pure. Father Flanagan's got the cure. Turn your home into a saintly space. With every whiff, find redeeming grace. From your living room to the kitchen